This is Extra Paycheck Podcast, episode number 98.
You're listening to Extra Paycheck Podcast, where you will learn how to build and grow your own successful online business. Now, here's your host, Alex Soul.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Extra Paycheck Podcast. This is episode number 98, and in today's episode, we will be talking about growing and scaling your online business. Many of us get to a point of income or results that we're happy with, but I think it's important to always seek growth and always think of ideas on how you can scale your business, how you could get more results from it. And that's exactly what this episode is all about. The very first thing you should be thinking about when scaling a business is diversifying your traffic sources. In my case, most of my traffic comes from organic searches, meaning people find me on Google, Bing, and other search engines. But I also get some traffic from social media, from referrals, and so on. Lately, I've been looking into Pinterest a lot more because if done properly, it seems like it could be a really good traffic source. And I had Kate Al in episode number 91 who talked about using Pinterest to grow your business. A really great episode. If you missed it, I highly suggest it. So Pinterest could be a really, really good source of social media traffic. And this traffic seems to convert nicely. Next thing that I've been looking into and trying to do is YouTube. Now, I upload all of my podcasts on YouTube, which helps bring people to my blog and to my show notes. But I've also been doing other kinds of YouTube videos and directing people to my site, directing people to my content on this blog and on the actual YouTube channel as well. So this helps quite a bit, and that's just another traffic avenue that I'm exploring right now. And the thing about diversifying your traffic, you have to pay attention to the results you're getting, because if you're spending way too much time on those social media platforms and you aren't getting many results, it's either because you're not doing it properly or because your niche, your website, it just doesn't work very well on that specific social media. So sometimes social media might not be a perfect venue for you, but I highly suggest trying it out and tracking it, seeing what kind of results you're getting and trying to decide if it's worth working on it or not. Another avenue of traffic could be and should be email marketing. If you don't have an email marketing list, if you're not building a list of subscribers, you should start right now, because this is very, very important. If Google kills your rankings, if your social media account gets compromised or gets shut down for whatever reason, you'll have that email list, people that are following you and people that want to hear from you. So you could easily reach out to them if you have that list of subscribers. You could head over to episode number 83 where I talk all about email marketing. Once again, very important episode and very important part of your business, very important part of growth and scaling your online business. In episode number 94, I talked about creating viral content. And one of the big things that I mentioned in that content is reaching out to other influencers in your industry and having them mention you on their podcast, on their blog post, on their social media, wherever. Because when people are talking about you to their own audience, that audience, or at least a part of that audience, will go to your website. They will be interested in who you are, what you're doing, and chances are they will purchase from you, or they will at least get on your email list, which is really good long term. So try to be everywhere and try to measure what works for you when trying to diversify the traffic to your online business, to your website, to your blog, to your YouTube channel, whatever your medium is. Number 2, it's really important to track and analyze everything that's going on with your business. If you haven't installed Google Analytics yet, you should have it installed by the end of the day. So drop everything, pause this podcast and go install that Google Analytics on your website. So you would be able to track your visitors. You would be able to see where they're coming from, where they're going, why they're leaving your website, meaning where exactly they're leaving your website. This is very important, and this will help you grow and scale I can guarantee that. Now, another thing that I would suggest doing is installing some kind of heat maps on your website. I've used quite a few different heat maps plugins on my blogs. And what I've noticed in some cases is that people were clicking where I didn't expect them to click. In one very particular case, I had a blog post reviewing a specific product, and there was an image of that product, and a lot of people were clicking on that image. However, that image was not linking anywhere. I had some links to purchase the product, to read more reviews, and so on, but the actual image was not taking people anywhere. And the heat map showed me that at least half of the visitors were clicking on that image. So what I did, I basically added my affiliate link to that image, and now when people clicked on the image, they got to the actual seller of the product and they purchased. Just by using heat maps and figuring out that people actually clicking on the image, I was able to increase the conversions for this review by 100%. I doubled the amount of money I was earning from that single review by simply adding one link, which I would have never thought of if I didn't use the heat maps plugin. Very important and a very cool thing that you could do on your website. And it's not just for conversions, it's not just for profit. You could also use it to see where exactly people click. Another example I'd like to give you, on the actual Extra Paycheck blog, I had a link in the top menu to my podcast, and people weren't clicking on it all that much. When I changed the word podcast to radio show, I saw a big increase in clicks because I figured most people still don't know what a podcast is, but the radio show makes more sense, and people started clicking on that. So you could use tools like heat maps to not just increase your conversions and your profit, but to simply split test different words, different images, different titles, different design of your website, and a lot more. So track everything, analyze everything, and try to figure out what you can do on your website or your online business to improve it, to improve the user experience, and to increase your profit. Number 3 is scaling what already works for your business. As I mentioned in the very first suggestion, my websites, or most of my websites actually, get most of their traffic from search engines, organic traffic. So that's really, really good, right? And many people know exactly where the traffic coming from, and they're happy with it. Now, I thought that if I'm getting most of my traffic from Google and I have, let's say, this many articles on my website, I understood that if I double the number of articles, I'll probably double my traffic. And that's pretty much what happened in 2016. I didn't double my website traffic, but I increased it by 80% or 85% by simply having more content. So in my case, I saw that content works really well for me. I get good rankings in Google, and I get traffic from those rankings. I get pretty good click-through rate to my articles, to my search results. So what I ended up doing is basically creating more content, and as I predicted, my traffic almost doubled in 2016 compared to 2015. What do you think my goal is in 2017? Creating even more traffic. So if I was doing about one post on my blog per week, sometimes 2 posts. This year, I want to do 2 to 3 posts, maybe more if possible, but I don't want to get too ambitious. I'm aiming for 3 posts per week, including show notes page for the podcast. So basically 1 show notes page every Monday, plus 2 more posts during the week, every single week. And I should try to remember that I'm recording this episode right now, so I could come back in 1 year and record another episode with results, and I'll be able to kind of see to which point the traffic grew and how the profit from the blog grew by doing exactly that, by doing what works, but scaling it up. Now, the thing is that you might think, well, I can't possibly write that much content. I don't have the time. I don't have the ideas. And I totally understand you, because at this point, right now, in the beginning of February 2017, I am not sure how I am going to produce that much content. But since I am making money out of this blog, I'll probably just be reinvesting that money into content creation. I'll hire content writers who will help me either come up with ideas for content or who will actually help me write that content. And it doesn't have to be content just for my website. It could be content for medium.com. It could be content for other platforms where I publish my stuff. So outsourcing and hiring help is always a good idea when you want to scale. You simply don't have enough hours in the day to do everything that you need to be doing. And it might be kind of scary to start outsourcing and paying people when you aren't making any money. And I understand that. I've been there. But if you are making money out of your website, don't just go spending all of it in the same place. Hire some people, hire help. Get people to help you out with your site, with your content, with your marketing, with your social media. And by paying these people, you're giving yourself more time for doing more important things, maybe doing some research, maybe doing more promotions and more marketing for your business. And this, in the long term, in the long run, will bring you in a lot more traffic. It will bring you in a lot more results, and your profit will grow, of course. You could double or even triple your profit every year easily, as long as you get more stuff done. And one of the easiest ways to get stuff done is hiring help, outsourcing. The same goes for anything else that you do. If most of your traffic comes from Twitter, let's say, or YouTube or Pinterest, work more on those avenues. They are already working for you. It's proven that you're getting the results from those efforts. Then why not double or triple those efforts? And just like content creation, you could hire someone, you could outsource certain tasks, so you have more time to do what matters, and you outsource stuff that matters a little bit less to professionals who can do it for you for a payment. Another thing that I'd like to mention here, I should have mentioned it in the point number 1 when I was talking about diversifying your traffic. PPC, paid advertising. If you have the money for it, once again, this is something you should be trying. There are a lot of different PPC venues that you could try. It could be Facebook ads, it could be Google AdWords, it could be Bing ads. You could even pay some other bloggers to write a sponsored post promoting you. You could pay people on Pinterest, on Instagram, and many different platforms to kind of push your content, to talk about your brand, to help you out. If you're selling a physical product on your website, you could reach out to YouTubers, bloggers, and many of them will be happy to help you out for free, basically in exchange of your product. So if you're selling makeup, you could contact those popular makeup channels on YouTube. And if they're very popular, they'll probably be asking for a payment as well as a free sample of your makeup. But if it's a smaller YouTuber, you could simply offer them free product in exchange of a review and a video where they would mention you, where they would talk about your brand. Now, of course, that would only work if you're selling a great product that people will be happy with. Don't expect people to lie about the quality of your product simply because you gave them for free. It's much better and profitable in the long run to have a high quality product or high quality service, so people would actually give you honest reviews and honest good recommendations because your product is that good. If I go back to my own websites and specifically Extra Paycheck blog, I would maybe like to do more podcasts, but I'm not sure I'll have time for this. I can't outsource it. I have to record those interviews. I have to get in touch with people, and I have to do that myself, kind of. I could have someone edit the podcast and publish them, but I have to take the time to record them and to find the guests. And this is something that I probably wouldn't be doing more than once a week. So once a week has been working out well for me. The podcast has been growing since April 2015 when I first launched it. So I'll just stick with it. I'll keep releasing new podcast episode every single Monday. If you have any ideas on how I could grow that, how I could streamline it more, please do let me know in the show notes page in the comment box or send me an email. I would be happy to hear you out. I'd be happy to hear your suggestions. So that's about it for today's episode. Head over to extrapodcast.com/98, where I will be sharing some resources that I mentioned in today's episode, like those other episodes that I talked about. I will put out the links to those episodes in the show notes page. Make sure to check it out. Also, head over to extrapodcast.com/iTunes in order to subscribe to the show if you haven't yet. Please do leave a rating and a review, which will help the show tremendously. Thank you so much once again for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next Monday.